Auto shrink back in the house. Black on black. 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 I like doing these ones in this eerie lighting. Yeah, part two, Canadian manufacturers. It's really hard to jam all this in these short videos, and I try to do them short and to the point. Just because I know that that's what the viewers want. They don't want to sit there for 20 minutes to get the same amount of information you get out in 8 minutes. But yeah, I didn't mean to criticize any of the companies that I have mentioned thus far. I mean, Bryson's a great company. I've had multiple components from them early in the journey. Yeah, I talked a little bit of what I liked and what I didn't like, and it's good stuff. They make big, huge power amps. I just have no use for that kind of topology anymore. I mean, I have a lot of power and a nice, slick little package, and it's really refined, and it's all I need. I can drive anything I bring in here, but I don't change gear, as you can see, right? I love my baffles. So yeah, there's some other great Canadian companies I didn't mention. There's Gershman there. They make fantastic speakers. I've never tried them, but I always have wanted to. Gershman, and then there's another boutique brand that one of the subscribers owns, and he owns the flagship, and I've always kind of drooled over that. That's Tetra, and I believe I believe Tetra is in Quebec there. Tetra is in Quebec, and they got the 606. It was like this big triangle speaker where the top half is open baffle and then the bottom is a sealed bass cabinet. It's just a gorgeous speaker. Look them up if you want online, Tetra loudspeakers. They just make a few models, and again, a nice boutique brand. And I feel that when you're buying products from these boutique companies, that you're getting the best value. You're getting the heart and soul by these designers and engineers. It's not all about the money, because they already have careers, right? Like these big companies like the Brysons and the Macintoshes and the Moons and and then going back to Sim Audio, I'm sorry, man. I've owned a few of those components. I was just learning about the stuff at the time, and I just don't see the value. I mean, they even jack up the price, and they just add a V2 to it. They don't change any of the aesthetics. If I'm going to buy a new version of something, I want to see a massive change if the price is going to go up. I don't want just a V2 added to it. I want the aesthetic change. I want everything. And it's remained the same for so long now, right? The 280D DAC, it was the worst DAC I've ever experienced. I'm sorry. Open up that fancy case and there's fuck all inside of it. And it was just the brightest I've ever heard in the system. So I'm not a fan of the company. I did have one of their old, the SEMA, and that sounded great. But the new stuff, man, just not a fan of it. You got Gershman, you got Reference 3A. There's another company. My issue is I'm sure they sound good. The only reason I don't buy them is I hate the look. I don't like box stand mounts that are shaped like a box. I like a more sleeker design, and it's just that I don't want this huge box where the stand looks funny. That's just me, guys, and I don't like the way the tower looks either, and having the holes for the grills. It's just so dated looking, and then we all know PSB. I've never had one, never had a pair, but they've been around for a long time. And one of the newer companies that's basically building high-end turntables is right behind me, man. Pure Fidelity. So if any of you guys are in Canada and you want a flagship turntable, you need to get a look at one of these. There's dealers all over the place, all over the United States, all over Canada. This is a heirloom piece that you buy once and you're done. I've had it for years, like absolutely no issues. Gorgeous. It gets compliments from people that aren't even audiophiles. So in my opinion, I mean, Pure Fidelity is one of the best Canadian companies. And, this guy's done so much work, the owner, to make this a proper company and an actual brand, right? Just every single part of it built by hand, by artisans. and I'm super proud to own it. So let's support our. And I got to go back to Blue Circle. It is my favorite audiophile electronics company because of the designer and the engineer behind it, right? Any of his stuff that I've owned has never caused an issue, and it's just created music in such a realistic way. That was the BC 707 phono stage that I had to let go when I did the huge downsize. But man, when you open the hood of that thing, I'm telling you, just the build and the soldering work, absolutely incredible. Like, it's so perfect. And he uses that silicone, which is so unique to him. He's my favorite Canadian engineer designer. Guy's just a freak, total genius. I think he's got two personalities now. He's a female and a male. Hey, whatever he wants to do, or whatever human being wants to do to make themselves happy, because life's tough, man. It ain't easy. It's just not easy. Especially with just whatever. It's people that, like, you should have seen the morons coming on the chat today. I had to just get a moderator on there. Hired one of my great subscribers. He just took care of it. Just as the gibberish came, it just went right out. It's like, for some reason, that's the first one that I've ever had so many trolls on there, just being immature and saying stupid things, right? But I come on here and I just try to get everything into a small, short video to try to keep people's attention span, try to get that information out as quick as possible. Because even me, I don't watch videos right through. It's just a couple minutes, and it's like, I could go on and on and on and on. But, I just got to tell my truth about the Canadian products that I've owned. Right? I will say, though, going back to Bryson, I really did like the B60 integrated. And it actually was priced at a pretty decent price, but now, it's 50 watts, I think, or 60 watts, and you're looking at, I think it's almost $5,000, guys. It's a sleek, it's actually a beautiful looking piece, but it's too much. I'd rather get an exposure, one of the half chassis exposures. With its beautiful built-in DAC, that they make a really good sounding DAC. Yeah, that little XM series is really, really good, man. It sounded amazing, and it had around 50 watts as well. But you're looking at about around half that price, right? And then the Bel Canto, that's even a little bit less than the Bryson, and it offers a beautiful DAC and a phono stage in like a nice half chassis. So, if it's just a bare bone integrated and it's running $4,500, I don't think it's good value. I'm not talking tube electronics, because well-made tube electronics should be expensive if they're well built. There's just more money to make, period. So yeah, that's a little more of the Canadian manufacturers, in my opinion. And I just want to thank all you guys. I'm really grateful for all of you. There's a super thanks down by the text bar. Feel free to send a donation to the channel. Just like and subscribe. I'm doing content every day, as you can see. So I'm working for you. It's not like I'm just standing here with my hand out. Please donate to support the channel. Take care.